Hey everybody, it's Audrey. Thanks for coming by my channel today. I'm still working on my 'Tis the Season series. This is day 8 of 12, and I have another Christmassy layout to share with you using some more cut files. The cut files I'm using today are all from the Cut Shop. So I am using this file called Farm Fresh Christmas Trees, which is super cute, and I have the perfect photo to go with it because we always go to a local tree farm and cut down our tree every year, and which is really fun. I think it's our 7th or 8th year going to the same Christmas tree farm. And I have a really cute picture of the kiddos in front of kind of a nice wood background inside the barn, and I just wanted to document it and use this cut file. What I love about this cut file is the simplicity of the trees, and I love the mix of fonts in the title. I love mixing like a scripty font like the word Farm Fresh, and then, a more, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of plain font like the one that said Christmas trees. So that was one cut file, and it had the kind of plain like triangular shaped trees, but I'm using another cut file called Branches and Boughs, and I am going to cut a couple of these trees as well. I don't really want the stars on them. I kind of want them to look natural. I do keep the star. I think I'm one of them. But yeah, so I want to have, a couple of the simple trees and a couple of the more detailed trees. So I drew a square that is the size of my photo. I only have one photo, and I'm going to bring that photo to the front here so that it is in front of the cut files. And I'm just kind of sizing the cuts how I want them. And if you watch my channel, you know I do this often when I'm using a cut file. I actually use Silhouette Studio to help design my layout and exactly where I'm going to put things, and it really helps my layout come together a lot faster. So I think I'm pretty much done. I'm going to do a couple more of the these trees with a lot of the branches on them. So I'm going to do a few more of those just to kind of balance out. And again, I may or may not use all these, in my final product, but at least I have an idea as I am designing. So I love the way these trees came out. The real small one, a couple of the branches were super thin, so they kind of ripped a little bit as I was pulling them off my mat, but I will just glue them back on. And I was pulling out some papers. I found this wood grain background paper. It is from Chamel's Christmas collection from a couple years ago. Well, actually, it may have been more than that, like 4 or 5 years ago maybe. I can't remember what it was called, her Christmas collection. Anyway, that's where this wood grain paper is from. And then these other little trees and little critters on fussy cutting are from Basic Gray Juniper Berry collection. And I wasn't intending on cutting out those little small trees and little flowers and stuff, but that paper was so cute. I just started cutting, and I was kind of in a trance, and I think I may have been watching TV. And when I watch TV, I don't often... I don't know. I can't do two things at once. I cannot watch TV and scrapbook because I know some people I can watch process videos, but I cannot watch a show that I'm really into because I can't focus on that and do my page at the same time. So I think I was watching TV and I just started fussy cutting because that is something I can do while I watch TV. I don't have to really focus on doing that. And if I use the things, great, and if I don't, that's fine too. I cut out a wreath. That wreath paper is also Chamel. I don't end up using the wreath, but it is kind of cute. And I'm just having fun kind of arranging my trees. Okay, so I've got my trees kind of laid out. I like that design. I wasn't sure if I was going to do anything else with it, but in the meantime, I know I wanted to do some mixed media on the background. And I was thinking about what colors to use. Like, did I want to use a pink to bring out the trees a little bit? Did I want to use a contrasting color? And I decided to kind of go with the idea of it being kind of a natural page because I have the wood grain background and it's, farm fresh Christmas trees. So I'm just going to go with some browns and some grays in the background. And what am I using? I am using my favorite kind of grayish brown color. I don't even know if they make it anymore. It's called Clay, and it's by Studio Calico. It's a Studio Calico. Is it Studio Calico? Yeah, I think it is. Miss. I don't even know if they make mists anymore. I don't even know if I don't know. I haven't shopped Studio Calico in a really long time, but it is my favorite gray color. It's not pure gray. It's like a grayish brown. I am going in also with some of the Lindy Stamp Gang Magical Powders, that gold one that I've used before. And when you mix it with the gray, it kind of makes it like a brown tint. And I really love the subtle grayish brown background here, especially over the wood grain. And I think it just gives it that really natural feeling. So I'm pretty happy with this. I love these little trees. I love the papers I picked for the trees. Um, the big tree in the back right corner of my photo is Ellie's studio. And then I used, by the way, I used the dark green cardstock for the kind of more detailed trees. So yeah, so that looks really cute. So I'm going to start putting these trees down because I'm pretty happy with where they are. I have not cut my title yet because I wasn't sure what colors to cut my title in. So this is just putting all these trees down with some foam squares. I'm going to put all these stripy trees and my fussy cut ones, I'm going to pop them up with some with some foam squares, and then the kind of more detailed bushy trees I'm going to just glue down. My son wanted me to stop and play a game of tic-tac-toe. So pardon us while we take a tic-tac-toe break here in a minute. My kids are actually so cute. They do like watching me scrapbook when I'm making videos, but sometimes I have to remind them I'm making a video. You can't put that right over my paper. So they're funny. They like to scrapbook too sometimes when I'm scrapbooking. They get all of my like photos I don't use or my duplicate photos, or they especially love doing pages of themselves. So it's so cute. Okay, so this takes me a while to glue all these things down. In the meantime, he's doing his little worksheet. Okay, so I decided to print my title, cut my title, again going with the kind of natural look with the dark brown. And I thought the dark brown picked up on my little critters that I cut out, my little reindeer, my little squirrel. And then squirrel. I can't ever say the word squirrel without saying it like the dog does in Up. Squirrel. Anyway, and then I cut out the word Christmas trees from kind of a minty color. Then I started gluing my title down. I kind of had to spread the trees out a little bit more to kind of fit in the texty farm fresh there. And then I'm just going to add these. Same thing with these. I'm going to kind of just position them so they're kind of centered there. I almost did the word Christmas trees in a red or a pink, like a really bright pink, but I decided to go with the mint. Okay, so I'm going to glue these letters down before because there's a lot of letters here before they start sliding all over the place. So now, what am I going to do to embellish? I went through my stash. I pulled out a few small things. Obviously, I'm not going to do, a lot more pattern paper or anything because I have a lot of detail in the trees and a lot of pattern in there already. So more natural things. I pulled out some wood veneer, and I wasn't looking for this at first, but it was in as I was going through my Christmas embellishments. I came across actually that little package of stars down there in the lower left from Jelly Bean Soup. Those came in a kit. I can't remember what kit it was, but and then I started looking through the rest of my stash, found some other wood veneer pieces. These, I think, are Ellie's studio. There's a really cute little snowman and a star and a little circle with a heart cut out of it, which I liked putting that on the photo. So I'm going to scatter some of those around, and I will scatter some of the stars around too. The little red flowers here I fussy cut out earlier. You may have seen from that juniper berry paper from Basic Gray. And I want to add a little red flower down here between my word Christmas trees. And I really want a pine branch that comes out from that flower between the word Christmas trees. I don't want holly leaves. there are a lot of things I have that have holly leaves on them, and that's not holly. It's supposed to be like a poinsettia or some other type of flower, and I really want a Christmas tree branch to come out from there. So, of course, off camera, I spend like 20 minutes looking for a Christmas tree branch. I thought I was going to use this paper at first. That came from a Hip Kit Club paper last year, maybe. And it is not the right shade of green, and it is a holly leaf, and I didn't want that. I found these pine branch stickers. Those came from a crepe paper, and I thought I was going to go with those, but if you look at that sticker, you can see that it has the white outline, and that just really bothered me. I don't know why I let little things like that bother me, but my photo has, all of my photos always have a white border on them. And I find that if I have an element that has a white outline on it, it sometimes takes away from the photo. So I finally found these like clear, not vellum, yeah, I guess clear vellum stickers. This was a sticker book pack that I got at a Tuesday morning. And if you have a Tuesday morning near you, you know they have a lot of like closeout scrapbook supplies. So I think it was only a couple dollars. But it's super cute. It has all different seasons. And then I have these Pebbles ones, which I've used several times on my layouts this Christmas, this winter. And I'm just going to throw a couple more flowers on there. And you can see by the way that I have put the wood veneer stars up there as well. I don't know if I have glued them on at this point. Maybe I did. Or maybe I didn't. I don't know. So, like, that's all I'm going to do for embellishing. There's already a lot of little details. I'm not going to go back and add too much more. I thought about stitching over my trees, and I thought about, you know, like adding some punch circles or maybe another color. But I'm just going to stick with the classic red and green and wood grain, and I think that looks really cute. So I think I'm satisfied with where I have everything and where everything is laid out and the colors. So I'm just going to start gluing. So the wood grain is really simple. I just use my liquid glue. I'll glue that down. This star right here that I have in my hand, the tip broke off of it, so I had to figure out which way it went and glue it back on. You can't even tell once I glue it back on that it was broken. And my little squirrel and my stars. And then, let's see, I don't know if I show my journaling. I often don't show my journaling because I do it after the fact. Like when I finish my page and I'm done like creating it, I kind of put it aside and I stop and then I come back later and journal. I don't think I show you my journaling here, but I end up journaling. You'll see in the photos, right down the center underneath my title. And yeah, so I love how this page came out. I love the cut files, and I love the natural feel of this page. And as you can see by my photo, which I didn't really talk about after I showed you the photo, you know, the wood in the background of the photo with a cute little wreath there. It says the name of the farm. So yeah, I really feel like I captured the theme of this photo well with these cut files and these colors. So that is that for the page. You can see all my close-ups coming up here. The things that are popped up and the little details and the die cuts and the trees and the mixed media. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I will be back soon with my day 9 video. Stay scrappy, friends.